First cast. Plopper. Could be bad luck though. You have a fish finder? Did you get the water temp?
Like 50, high 50s.
Really? Blow ups on top water, 59-degree water. They went the old whopper flopper up the valley. It's the fourth blow up. Not giants, but I would assume if I throw this long enough, I'll probably catch a couple of big ones on it. That's a 6 blow up. It's crazy. These fish are on the freaking bank. Ouch. I honestly wish I had some frogs with me. 59-degree water, and they are just smoking this whopper plopper. They're like up in the freaking leaves and stuff, so it's kind of hard to present the bait correctly. Pop bar might be better. Really wish I had a frog. I think I could really smack a couple. Only a matter of time till I catch a big one. That's a better one, I think. Oh no. Oh no, he got me in a tree. Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, he's still in there. Oh, what a mess. That's the best one of the day. Dude, this is so much fun. Man, they are crushing this thing. I'm starting to figure it out. They're like anywhere the leaves make a mat on the bank. If I just tease this thing right on the edge, I just watched this one come shooting out of a mat. 6 inches of water. I'm throwing the Choppo This is the Berkley Choppo. I like it better than a whopper plopper because it makes a better sound in my opinion. This is a little bit bigger one. I think it's called the 105 or the 110. Reason I'm going with this bigger one, even though it's dead still, the fish aren't very big. I like to give the fish a bigger profile in the fall. There's no doubt in my mind these fish are feeding up for winter. So the bigger meal you can provide them, the better chance you will to get a strike. So that's why we're throwing this one. See how many more we can catch. That's 7 blow-ups so far. This is fun. So much fun. Well, here's my GoPro. I forgot to bring all my batteries. What a dumb mistake. I had one battery in it. I'm gonna go back to the truck, but I'm thinking I left all my batteries at home. This is my other camera that I can't really film with. This really sucks. I can't believe I forgot my batteries. Well guys, I brought my GoPro and the battery died. Luckily for me, I did bring my digital camera. One I can zoom in. I like, trying to get pictures of some wildlife if I can. Caught a couple more on a whopper plopper. Like I said, I can't record without a GoPro, but I did catch a big one. Well guys, as I explained in the video, my day was cut short a little bit as far as filming. I only took one GoPro battery. All those fish catches you saw were in the first hour I was out there. A GoPro battery, when you're constantly stopping and starting it only lasts for about an hour. Then I need to replace it, which was a shame because I absolutely blistered them on this bait right here. That is a 105 Berkley Choppo. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love to throw top water. Something it took me a couple years to figure out was these baits in the fall. If you watch bass fishing, you see it's a big thing down south, a buzz bait and a whopper plopper in the fall. Up north, not so much. It took me a while to really figure out why that is. And after fishing down south as a co-angler for a while, I kind of, got to see that when that water turns over, those fish push to the bank and really start to eat these baits. I've tried these over and over and over and over again up north in the fall, and more times than not, you're not going to be too successful on it unless you have the absolutely perfect conditions. Down south, when the nights get really cold down into the 30s, up here we might be seeing lows into the 30s where you're having those heavy frost. What happens is the surface temp cools down so much those fish just shut down on top water. Up here, down south, where the highs get up into the 80s, and the lake turns over much sooner in the year, September down south, those fish are up there shallow. We don't have that up north. Our water usually don't turn over until November or December, if it even turns over. But I have found that these baits can work really, really good in the fall if you have just the right conditions. So, I'm going to let a little cat out of the bag on these baits. They're a lot of fun. Like I said, you have to have just the right conditions for this to work. There's a reason I picked this up first cast the other day after work when I went out there fishing. And that was because we had a really, really hot day. The night before was in the 40s. It was a little warmer than what it has been. It's been extremely cold. I mean, I'm sitting out here in my tackle shed. It's like 25 degrees out. I am freezing. The high got up into the upper 70s. We had no wind. It was just one of them really hot Indian summer type days. This thing shines. What happens is on those really, really abnormal hot days, our fish will go to the bank. And what they're doing is they're just soaking in that last bit of warmth before winter time. Anytime you get one of them really hot, still days in the late fall, after when the water gets down into the 50s, it only there's a short window, but when you have them, it has to be still, no wind. You really got to have that sun warming up the shallows. And in the fall we have leaves, so those leaves actually will absorb heat, and then fish will slide right up their shallow. And this is a great bait to trigger those bites. That's what I was doing on this day. So If you're up north, you know, I'm in Pennsylvania, you know, your water temps creep down into the 50s and you don't think they'll eat top water, think again, because if you have just the right conditions, you know, a night that wasn't extremely cold, you know, maybe as low as 40, but those afternoons are getting up into 75, 76 degrees, no wind, super sunny, you can absolutely blister them on a whopper plopper. Like I said in the video, I really like a big one, just trying to offer them fish a bigger meal because they are feeding up for winter. One other tip I want to share with you guys was the rod I was throwing. This is a hand-built crankbait rod I make. It's a 7/6. As you can see, it has a crankbait on there because now I'm doing some fall cranking. This is just a slow gear ratio reel. It's a 5.5 to 1 gear ratio. It's a crankbait rod. Well, this is a rod I would never use in the summertime. I don't summertime crank. I do throw a square bill. I keep one cranking rod for square billing. But in the summertime, I actually take this setup off and I replace it with a different reel. This is a 7 to 1 gear ratio reel with 30-pound braid. Crankbait rods work great as topwater rods. That whopper plopper has great big hooks, so you really don't need a super limber rod, but you do need a rod that has some parabolic action. I like throwing it on braid. I can get further cast out of it, no stretch, but I have this softer crankbait rod with that bait. It's a super great setup. So next time you guys are buying your rods or you're just getting into bass fishing, don't think you need to buy a rod for every situation. Such as crankbaits and topwaters, you can actually use the same rods. Just you know, carry more reels than rods. Most of my crankbait rods, you know, I keep one for all year. A 7-foot medium heavy crankbait rod. It's my designated crankbait rod. This 7/6 that I love in the winter time, fall, winter, spring. I love this crankbait rod. But come summertime months, I'm swapping that reel out. I'm gonna put a reel with some braid on a little bit faster, and this is the rod I throw a whopper plopper on. Same goes for my Ploppers. I will take a 7-foot medium heavy. It's like a backup crankbait rod. It's strictly a crankbait rod. I love throwing a speed trap on that rod in the spring, but I will actually take that reel off, put a reel with some monofilament on, or just switch the line, and that's what the rod I throw my Plopper on come May through September. Then I'll switch back to a crankbait setup. So just keep that in mind. In the months where you're going to be throwing crankbaits, you know, have some rods that are for crankbaits, but use those exact same rods in the summertime. Just switch the line, switch the reels, and use those rods for topwater. So you don't need 5 crankbait rods and 5 topwater rods. You actually only need, you know, say 4 crankbait rods. One stays a crankbait rod all year long, and the other 3 you can put topwaters on in the springtime. You know, because really what makes a rod good for crankbaits and topwaters is its ability to keep those treble hooks in those fish's mouths. So there's a little bit of a tip for you guys. Try to save you some money. Don't think you need to go out there and buy 300 rods, because sometimes one rod will do the trick for 2 different baits. So hope you guys learned something in this video. I definitely let some secrets out of the bag for you, but I feel like you guys deserve it, especially since I wasn't able to show you all the fish catches from the video today. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time.